My name is Jacqueline, and I work in the business development for NAT-SU. The thing that really attracted me about this company was the sobriety piece. And I love the fact that it's like a spiritual program where they focus on the mind, body, the soul, and bringing it all together. I absolutely love that. I love how it's cultured. I love the population that it serves. There's just so many beautiful things about this program. I've also noticed that clinical, they care about each individual, and each case is a case by case situation. They're not all just pushing people through and bringing in the money. Like, they really care about what they're doing here. I've worked in this field for the last about 10 years. I've worked with a lot of different places, and as soon as I started here, I'm like, this is my forever ever place. This is it. I found it. I'm good. So I've been saying that for the last month everywhere I go. Nope. This is my place. My sobriety date is August 28th, 2014. So I'm coming up on 10 years sober and clean. I'm extremely involved in the 12-step program, which correlates with the sobriety. Again, a spiritual-based program. At the amount of time that I have now, I'm still very involved. I've gotten a lot of blessings along the way that I either never imagined or I didn't think was possible to get back in my life as a result of being in recovery. Working in the industry, I have so many beautiful connections with people that are also in recovery. So it's kind of neat. I'll call someone up and be like, hey, let's collaborate. Let's talk about what we can do for each other with your company and our company. And really, I'm calling up a friend that I've gone to meetings with for the last 10 years, So it's kind of like the industry is also one big recovery family, not just recovery itself. We kind of grew up getting sober and clean together, and it's just kind of how it works with us. A lot of us go on to do really incredible things and open up recovery businesses or sober livings or just work in the industry, which is what I have done. So in this field, if I'm being really raw, I feel like it's kind of my purpose. I'm still around on borrowed time, right? And you'll hear most addicts and alcoholics in recovery say that. So many times out there, I should not be here today, and I am. So with that, I look at it like I have this purpose, right? To go out and help give people the life that I've been given so freely at this point. It's just part of my purpose. I'll never tell people what they should or shouldn't do, but I'll share my experience. That way it's a little bit more relatable. I wasn't done until I was done. Part of my story, I've lost my children. I've been in abusive relationships. I've gone to just a lot of dark places. My family didn't want anything to do with me. I get it. That pain leads you further and further down the road. And it wasn't until the consequences weren't acceptable to Jackie anymore, I was willing to do something different. Really, it's just about sitting down and explaining where I was, where I am now, and how I got there. It just kind of sets in a little bit more inspiring than being like, oh, you're telling me what to do. Heard that before. So in order to feel the joy again, I also got to feel the hard stuff too, right? So it goes kind of hand in hand. And I still have really hard days today. I still walk through a lot of painful things, whether it's past wreckage or just life happening on life's terms. Every day that I go to bed clean and sober, it's a big deal. Well, if you're out there and you're struggling and you're in that dark place, you don't know what to do, reach out, let go, let people guide you in this process. I didn't get sober and clean by myself. It took a whole entire village to get me sober and clean. It takes a whole entire village to keep me sober and clean. And it starts with, I believe, going into treatment, and working on yourself. It's an inside job, and that's where it starts. Just getting that healing done slowly, one day at a time, and then following, I think this is the biggest piece, is following the recommendations that come after treatment. You don't go through treatment and then you're cured and you're done. This is a lifelong process that we get to do to stay sober and clean. I think the biggest thing for me was letting people love me until I could love myself. And I still have days where I have to allow people to love me because I can't love myself that day. And that's okay. It's okay not to be okay. The life I have today, I never, ever would have thought that this is where I would be. Like I was that mom that lost my children. I was that mom that used while I was pregnant. I was that mom that I couldn't stay sober and clean for my kids. Lost them. Couldn't stay sober and clean for my freedom. I lost that. Couldn't stay sober and clean for my family. My parents, my siblings. I lost them. Like it just had me like in a very hopeless place for a very long time. So like I love life today. I love it. It's just like today I woke up and I looked at the sun shining over the mountains over here, and I was just like, dang, like if I was in my addiction, I would have never even noticed that, Yeah, it's just little things now. I love it.